This is my second time trying this India start, because my first time I foolishly went after the Khalsa Raj first. This time I'm going to go for a war with China, which then the UK will hopefully help us out with, so that we can get Chinese war reparations, which will fund our economy, as well as Beijing, which since we start out on cultural exclusion at total separation, we should be able to employ up the Forbidden City for that extra legitimacy, which should be quite useful. So we'll just wait for our interest to appear there. Grab some construction sectors. We'll put 5 into the state. Put these decrees down. Put a bunch of encourage agricultural industry. We'll also put the not the Zaminadars in government to start passing agrarianism, which will help us out a lot, of course. For our tech, we'll start with water tube boiler, and then maybe go modern sewage for that extra infrastructure, and then maybe central archives for the plus taxation. We've got a famine. Who cares about famines? Famines are for noobs. No, they're not, but we can imagine that they are, right? Um, okay, we got our interest in South China. Now, does the UK have an interest in North China? They do, so we can actually just declare straight for Beijing, because I was gonna have to declare for like Lib Yunnan otherwise, right? So we'll just force the Diplo play here. We'll add in some Qing war reparations, which will make primary, and we'll not even mobilize any of our army. We can just let UK do that. Now we'll call UK in here for an Eastern Guangdong treaty port, I think. Well, we could call them in for any treaty port, but I think we might as well call them in for that one, right? I don't see a reason to do any other one. So now that we've done that, I'm going to move my interests to be over here again, because we're going to be declaring a war on the Khalsa Raj eventually, of course. The stupid East India Company is petitioning us to pass national supremacy, so we have to reject that petition, because that's an obviously terrible petition. What's their approval at? Okay, it's not going to go down to 4, probably. Let's click this option though, because I don't want to make them more mad, I think. Oh, we should build more construction. That's not enough construction, realistically. Probably, at least. I think we can build more. Build like 5 more. And then we can start off with some iron mines there. That seems like a good strategy. Get the British dictate to increase the number of cotton plantations. Okay. Increase the number of cotton plantations by 62.5%. That is a lot. Oh, all these mines were on picks and shovels. We're moving them up to Atmo engine, obviously. We did get Beijing. Looks like the British managed to take that for us, which is very nice, of course. We get the Forbidden City, which is giving us some extra authority and legitimacy. And we get this bureaucracy, which is very useful because we were in a deficit before. However, we do need to build a port here, seemingly, to avoid that little problem of the shortage. What's our tech progress? Yeah, we can take that plus 3.5k. That'd be very nice. So I've just realized my infamy is 0, and I've looked at the previous clips. My infamy was 0 in those too. So I assume that China backed down in this, and I didn't see that. Of course, that just makes sense because no way Britain enforced that quickly, right? But somehow that reset my infamy that I spent on the play, which is very weird, really. I don't know how that happened, but like why that would reset your infamy. But I guess it's a good thing, so we'll take it. Strange. Anyway, we will return state, all this stuff. I mean, do we go for Kashmir? We'll put us over 25 infamy. I think I'm gonna go for it anyway, though. Okay, it spawns as an anti-Sikh lobby, as if we care about that. We did put an interest up. No, we didn't put an interest up there yet. Never mind. Um, is there anything we could call UK in for that'd be somewhat reasonable? No, I'd have to give them an obligation. Probably isn't worth not mobilizing. So we'll just mobilize all of our troops and defeat the Sikhs like that. So I'm just looking at some of our stuff here. How is Balwalpur exempted from service as a protectorate? What? I assume this is like a starting protectorate, but it should not be possible for it to be exempted from service as a protectorate. I'm gonna go look at the start of the game to see if this is how the game starts out. Wow, it is how it starts out. That is pretty weird. I did not. That's a kind. I wonder if that's a bug or if it's intentional. Maybe to make it so their liberty desire is easier to deal with. We don't want to owe the British an obligation, I'm pretty sure. So we'll reject that. Just passed agrarianism, which should make our investment pool huge. Yep, we get 138,000 in reinvestment. Should be a lot. Yeah, we can probably just build loads of construction sectors and then let our investment pool just decide what to spend it on, right? Oh, we're attacking seemingly too much. Never mind. We have a huge advantage on the front, seemingly growing. So I guess the battles are just a little bit unfortunate. Never mind. Do we come back in that battle or what? I don't know. Maybe a new battle started. Hmm. Wait, why is our bureaucracy bad again? Oh, it's because this building unemployed or something? No? Why did our bureaucracy become bad? I thought it was good again. I have no clue why it's bad again. That's strange. Let's go up to filing cabinets on everything. No, that didn't fix it. Okay, well, I don't know. Okay, we just finished the war with the Sikh Empire. That has mostly fixed our bureaucracy, but we still do want more bureaucracy so we can start incorporating more of India, because it does start out mostly unincorporated. What's this? Plus 10 opinion and plus 2 interest group approval. Or, so it looks like this one's better, right? I don't know. How's this? Yeah, this is probably. Do we care about failing this really? British Union Party? I mean, it'd make the industrialists more mad at us, but what's their penalty here? Yeah, it's like not really much of anything important. I built too many construction sectors here, so they just can't employ up pretty much at all. So I'm gonna put some promote social mobility, which will hopefully fix our severe lack of bureaucrat qualifications here. Large numbers of Elemnic people have started migrating to Mysore. What? There's no way we have good migration attraction, surely. I mean, I guess we kind of do. Wow. Oh, unused arable land? I didn't think India had much unused arable land. I guess down here it does. Like, how much unused arable land is there here? Oh wow, that's a ton. I forgot that after conquering the Sikh Empire, I was supposed to move my interests to North Germany. I don't know where I want to put my other interest, actually. Hmm. I guess we can put it in France, because that usually has some good Diplo opportunities as well. And then once that interest kicks in, we should be able to rival just about everyone on the planet. Yep, we can rival a lot of people here. Let's go and declare rivalries with pretty much just everyone down here. I got a spam C now. They removed holding C. That's kind of unfortunate. And yeah, we get 4K Diplo, which we'll use to improve with all of our subjects over here. So let's just click on every single one. I'll be back after I'm done improving with all these guys. Okay, I've started improving with every single one of them. These other dots are the colonial powers. So now we actually need more rivals. I didn't rival enough, as it turns out. We could rival some of these countries, but I don't think we need to. Start improving with France, Prussia, Russia. Or, yeah, we'll start improving with those guys. They should be good countries to have supporting us in future plays. Big war here between Persia, the Ottomans, and Oman. And Persia's probably gonna get crushed because the Ottomans are just better than them, right? Trying to build more construction. Like I put some more down, I think, in East Bengal, because Bihar ones I built were kind of stupid. We didn't have the um, infra or qualifications to support those ones, unfortunately. Our infamy is low enough again, so I'm gonna go conquer Sind here. We probably don't even need a big army for these guys. Actually, this is huge overkill still, but whatever. Oh, are all these guys exempted from service? Interesting. So we got this event for conquering Sind here. Very interesting. I don't think there's any reason to click any option other than the bottom one though. One Liberty Desire? Like, if this was like 25 Liberty Desire, then maybe you can make the argument that the other ones are better. But it's one Liberty Desire. It's literally nothing, right? Oh, maybe it wasn't actually one. Maybe that's a miswritten thing. Because surely you wouldn't get this many attitudes worsened from one Liberty Desire. Never mind, maybe that's just a lie. So maybe it was actually a real choice? Hmm. Looks like we're gonna be failing this British dictate here. Because there's no way that I'm gonna be able to build that much cotton. After we got Atmo engine, I forgot to swap up my PMs. Or not, after we got condensing engine pump, I forgot to swap up my stuff to that. So that should us out a little bit. I think for a while we've been experiencing iron malices. Oh, we've gotten out of that at some point. It's pretty nice. No longer experiencing shortages. This British dictate has almost run out, which is going to make the industrialists more mad at us, unfortunately. Chitral is going to be the next country that I'm going to declare my great war against. Return both of your states. We'll mobilize this 44 stack. Will be plenty. Got pretty low infamy because I've just been waiting for a while here. Maybe next to, oh, Qing? Well, that's interesting. Well, I don't want to give the British any of the things they're offering to trade for, so, or to trade to join the war. So we're just going to take some Chinese war reps, I guess, and revoke claim on Beijing. Okay, good luck, China. You got this, right? They still have the Lost the Opium Wars debuff, but it doesn't give minus defense, unfortunately. Only the other one gives negative defense. So it's not actually like that bad for them. But they are still irregulars versus our line, so we should still be winning. You can see they have 4,500 versus our 6,000 army power projection. Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to be defeating the Qing here. We've taken Hebei, so we're starting to enforce on Qing. We just enforced on Chitral there. So we're going to get ourselves some more Qing war reparations. So I guess this was kind of a nice thing that China decided to decide against us, because I wouldn't have thought about declaring another war with them here. Um, let's see how much the Liberties are actually rises on these guys, because I'm not doing this again. Okay, yeah, it's definitely not 1. It's like 50. And relations seeming actually dropped by more than they said they would too, I think, right? No, that's the right amount, I think. Okay, well, apparently we're ready to hit 50 with all these guys, so we gotta start improving relations again. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. But I guess it makes sense. They wanted to make it to you, were incentivized to make more princely states, but we hate princely states, so we will never make more princely states ever, because they're bad. China is now willing to accept the peace offer, so we'll make peace with China. I've just realized the leader of India starts out as a recluse. Kind of unfortunate. You've been having to pay 20% extra infamy, but I don't think we can very easily resign from office. So we're gonna have to eat that. I think we'll go and do a return state war here on Kabul for our 2 return states on them. Because I do want to use up all of our claims. That's unfortunate. We get Hyderabad requesting increase in autonomy. There's no way that they can fight us in a war. Oh, they're supporting a bunch of subjects' independence? That's really annoying. I mean, I kind of hope that they will declare an independence war, because that would be a very good way of annexing lots of them. I'm gonna go up to very high military wages to give that extra monthly change for our stabilities, because stability in the presidency is not looking very good right now. I don't know exactly what this means, but it says princely state opposes the overlord, which I mean seems bad, but um, as long as you don't actually declare independence or anything, it doesn't really matter to me, right? Are we still allowed to invoke Doctrine of Lapse on these guys? Looks like we are. It's a bit weird that you can Doctrine of Lapse them like while they're super disloyal. I guess you can, but they'll just have a chance at declining maybe. I'm gonna build a 30 stack university here, I think, because or no, just a 20 stack, I guess. Seems fine right now. I just want to get some more innovation so we can get to our innovation cap and some extra tech spread, because we do want to get some good tech here. We do start slightly behind on military and society tech compared to the maximum, so it is more useful than on the countries that start out at the max. This is a very tiny bit of or not Kandahar that we need to take here. It's like so small. Why is this a piece of territory? This very tiny Kandahari quetta. Oh, there's more stuff we need from them. We need return Kandahari Baluchistan as well. Okay. So then we're going to need to attack Kalat right after so we can actually get a connection to that. The northwest frontier. No. I hate these events so much. More Libya's higher in relations hits. Was this a thing when Generalist played? I don't feel like I remember seeing this in his series. Maybe it's a new update. Well, I'm gonna go back to improving with all the little princely states here, because I don't want them to get too much Liberty Desire, even though they are probably getting tons already here. So some of them are getting this Princely Rebellion bonus. Seemingly that's the ones that say, yeah, so the ones who are saying that they don't like us, they're getting Princely Rebellion, which is very not nice. You know, they should stop being a prince that's rebelling. That's not very nice of them. They should just let me own their territory, you know? I really need it, okay? Yeah, I hate these events, but we're almost done with all of them, right? We've almost got all this territory. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get up to 10 SOL, so we'll probably get the Sepoy Mutiny. Although, we can probably do some shenanigans. We might end up rev swapping for something, because I want to take over the British power block. And I know there's some ways we can take over the British power block if we rev swap, so we might try to do that. I hate the new support independence interaction. It's so annoying. They're all getting plus Liberty Desire from supporting each other's independence. No. Oh, did I? No, I did add both returns. Okay, we're all good. We're gonna get all the territory that we did want here. I thought I might have not added the one on Kalat after declaring on Macron, but it looks like we did get it. So in a second here. So we should have all the stuff outside of the eastern stuff for like Burma. Take a look. Yeah, it looks like we got everything except for Burma now. So we can now just declare for make protectorate on Burma. And this should be the final thing we need to have enough states, even though there's probably no way we can complete the consolidate colonial rule journal entry anyway. Might as well protectorate Burma. They're probably a decent protectorate. Wow, all these guys trying to seek independence from us just because I'm trying to do this. So not nice. Of course, we get that one final problem there and start improving again, but doesn't really make much of a difference to the facts that they're just getting so much Liberty Desire from all these. Maybe we should have spread out when we were doing them so we could have improved relations and got them all down again, but I don't know how much of a difference it really would have made. They're all requesting more autonomy. Not very big nice. Not very big nice at all. Well, if they dare to declare independence, they are going to get crushed. which would be very big nice, actually. But yeah, they're gonna do their shenanigans. Probably a bunch of them have formed anti-lobbies towards us. You can look at that here. I don't know, they actually, seemingly not many have. Is there a map mode for that? I don't know. The Great Independence War begins. My sword declares independence. Okay. Well, I think we're gonna use a lot of infamy to conquer these guys, because even though, like, it's gonna put us over 25 infamy, which will make our other subjects disloyal more, I think we just want to clean up a bunch of these guys using that 75% infamy reduction we're getting here because of multiplied by x 0.25 because they are a subject. So I'm just going to add a ton of conquers here. Okay, well, you don't have that many maneuvers for too many war goals, but I did put on a decent amount of them. Unfortunately, we will not be able to call UK in because of shenanigans of how Victoria 3 works. Overlords are not allowed to join independence plays from their subjects. Oh, we get a British dictate. Okay, well, that's unfortunate. Is Oh, it's only 25%. That might be doable actually then. We're having this big utilitarian revolution right now. Probably not going to fire though. We could try to pass something that it likes, like per capita tax maybe. Or we could actually go for proportional. Interesting. It's actually less money still, but we probably want to go for proportional because it would make our SOL a lot higher, which would be good for the 10 SOL. So if we want to try to hit that. Let's see. Is there a way we can put these guys in government? Yeah. So then we can start passing proportional taxation now. Seems like there's just a bunch of fronts that are missing. Like we have this front, and this front, but like, Watt is in this war and stuff. So why are there no fronts there? I'm very confused by the lack of fronts here. What is this journal? Oh, this is because we got it all. I guess we'll take the relations. We're already improving with them, and they're not at 50 yet, so the relations won't really do much, right? Actually, maybe we have a couple at 50, so no, I think we'll take the plus interest group political strength on the or on the intelligence. No, the industrialists. Sorry. Yeah, we'll just try to occupy all these guys over here in Baroda, and then maybe more fronts will appear or something. I don't know. Oh, a front appeared. Us. Of course, magic fronts appearing out of nowhere. The good old magic front problem. We get a couple of guys annexed here. We want some of these guys to move to this front, right? We don't want them all to move up to the Awad front. This front seems quite important too, right? I don't know why they're all moving up there. What it, what is this front spaghetti moving every single troop in the world up to Awad? I don't get the front spaghetti decisions sometimes. Okay, somehow we're in a negative 1,000 bureaucracy deficit. That's it's a lot of negative bureaucracy. This run is somewhat cursed in what's going on. Anyway, it's not a very optimized run, but we can go up to standardized filing systems, which should fix our bureaucracy problems. What's this? Nagpur is going to get enforced out soon. Where is Awad? They should be about to get capitulated. Yep, Awad is out. We can start incorporating that state, maybe. No, we don't really. Yeah, we've got enough bureaucracy for it, I think. Looks like now that a bunch of guys are out, the front is, of course, going to be an easy win. We are occupying someone, apparently, because we have an independence here and where we can't be enforced out. Oh, no longer. I don't know what the shenanigans are that's going on here, really. Average victory war. Oh, there's a civil war in France, of course. Average victory war yet again. Can we get a bankroll? We can. Can we get a bankroll from the side that's going to win, though? We can. We just need to add some fake conscripts. Fake conscripts moment? Fake conscripts moment. There should be plenty of fake conscripts. So, yep, we get a bankroll. What? Okay, they accepted. I guess it just took longer than I expected, but we do get our bankroll off. Okay, we are losing war support, but we just need to occupy Mysore, and then we should stop losing war support, right? Yep, we're occupying Mysore, and that's all good. Wait, Mysore added increased Mysore autonomy as well? That's so weird that you can add that as well as a war goal. But a bunch of people are citing into this French Civil War. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna capitulate out of this other war now so that our army actually demobilizes. Wait, why is it not de- No! Britain started a place. I'm gonna have to manually demob my armies in order to stop spending money on them, because Britain declared a play. We are not in exactly the greatest of financial situations, but I mean, we're not in the worst situation ever either. Right? If our investment pool would actually build some stuff, yeah, it's building some stuff now. I mean, our GDP, it's looking pretty good. 71 million GDP. Oh, Japan backs down. Nice. We're paying so much to Britain, though. It's crazy how much we're paying to them. It seems like they removed relative prestige as a modifier from chartered companies. That's terrible, right? That means so we want to become a colony so that we can get independence. Like Dutch East Indies still has it, but it looks like we just don't have it because we are a chartered company, so we can't get independence the pretty easy way that you normally do it like that. Well, I've just realized we're actually making so much in Diplo packs. Like, we shouldn't really be having problems with money due to these other things, considering our Diplo packs. How much is prop tax gonna lose us? Just 5k. That's not too bad. Oh, it's Jover. We're getting the Sepoy Mutiny. Yeah, these presidency stabilities are not good at all. All the presidencies are incredibly unstable because we got like millions and millions of loyal radicals from conquering those things. Yeah, like being conquered by a foreign power. So that's not good that we're getting all those radicals, which is reducing the stability of this stuff a lot. So we're definitely gonna get the Sepoy Mutiny here. Which, I mean, that's pretty bad, especially with the Bengal presidency having basically zero stability. I think that will reset our incorporation on all these states. Yeah, that's not going to be good. Proportional taxation does not actually lose us 5k. It actually loses us way more than 5k. So we cannot go for prop tax. It's just not possible. Um, but yeah, we'll try to go per capita, I guess, because prop tax just lost us way too much money. In fact, we're already losing way too much money. The Diplo pack just kind of killing us along with the interest here. We can't raise subject payments on these guys, right? Yeah, we can't because they're too disloyal. Well, that's just not good at all. Very bad. I realized that we can get Russia, Prussia, or not Russia, Prussia, Russia, the Dutch East Indies, and Brazil to support us by changing our government. So once we become a colony, we'll probably try to do that. I don't think there's much point right now because our Liberty Desire gain is already super bad. One thing actually that would be probably useful to check out is, does Cape Colony have the relative prestige modifier? Oh no, they don't. So how are we going to get High Liberty Desire? I guess we're going to have to damage relations with the UK to get High Liberty Desire. Or we could just try getting a revolution to fire, which we swap sides in, so that we can actually take over the British bloc. Well, we got on to per capita taxation. I think it might have slightly made our budget worse, but our budget is already just so bad. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm gonna take a look at the save to see if our budget got better or worse. If it got worse, I'll probably reload. Per capita did actually make things very slightly better, but only very slightly. This negative balance is still just crushing me. I don't know how we're gonna get out of this. It's not good. for sure. Very bad right now. This is kind of just a terrible situation we're in. Oh, what's this? Plus 0.1 weekly Liberty Desire? Yeah, I guess we'll take that. Now we're only 0.11 away. Oh, we could actually get out of this then. If we just get people supporting our independence, right? Because if we get the 3 people supporting our independence, we could start going up on Liberty Desire. But pretty sure our Liberty Desire will reset after the Sepoy Mutiny anyway, so probably just a waste of time. Oh wow, Ottomans actually managed to lower Egypt's autonomy and take back the Syria region. That's cool. Don't think I usually think it's pretty rare to see them do quite this well. We get an assassination on our ruler, which I mean, we're kind of fine with that because this guy is not reckless. So that's a upgrade, I'd say, right? But this interest payments and this subject payments are just so bad. Like I've put on as many consumption taxes as I can, and it doesn't make much of a difference. Oh, that one's useless, right? But it doesn't matter. None of these are enough. Oh, we could go minimum government wages. I didn't consider that. We do need to stay very high military wages, though, because otherwise, like, we don't want the Bombay presidency to go to critical or anything. Otherwise, the Sepoy Mutiny will unincorporate even more of our states, right? That's my guess. I'm not 100%. I don't know how the states it takes works, because I felt like I had it at very low stability in some of my games, like at my Hindustan tests, but it didn't really blow up that much. But guess we'll find out. We could raise subject payments on our subjects, I guess. Yeah, that could make us stay afloat. How many of our subjects are under 75 Liberty Desire, though? Because we can only do those ones, right? It looks like most of them are, so I'm gonna try to raise subject payments on these guys, I guess, because I think it'll help slightly. I don't know what else we can really do, so this is at least something to try, right? Wait, does that invoke Doctrine of Lapse on this? No, it's invalid option. Okay. Never mind, I was a little bit confused, but just gotta raise subject payments on all these guys, and hopefully that'll fix our balance. It is slowly getting fixed, and we still have a little bit more scrolling that we can do here. Just need to get it to 0, please. Get my balance to 0 so I stop losing money. And then I can slowly get money from privatizing, right? No, yes, we're gonna make it to 0. Okay, we're now making a very slightly positive balance by raising subject payments on all these guys. That's very nice. We can slowly burn off the debt, which will then make our balance actually good if we can get rid of the debt that we currently are experiencing. Um, Luckily, we did not have to bankrupt, which would have been quite bad, I believe. Well, probably more than just believe. I don't know how good of an idea privatizing is, considering the British could technically buy them up. But I don't know. I doubt they will. Maybe the British probably. I think the British usually have uses for their investment pool all the time anyway, right? Probably. We can't actually see how much construction they have because they're not constructing anywhere, seemingly. Where are they constructing? Really? Nowhere on your mainland are you constructing? Seriously? Literally nowhere on the mainland are the British constructing. Wow. Well, we've run out of infamy, so I guess I'm gonna Protectorate Oman, and then also take the Baluchistan Treaty Port, which apparently costs 0 infamy, so we'll primary that demand. And then we'll go ahead and move an interest down to Zanj, so that we can conquer Zanzibar as a war goal as well. We don't have much of a fleet, but I think we can maybe still manage to enforce this war somehow. Worst to worst, we can just invade Mara and push into them, right? We have some company choices we can make here. Gold company for 5% minting doesn't sound terrible to me right now. I would quite like some extra minting. I don't know what other companies we could go for. I mean, the paper company could be nice, but I think we will just go for the good old gold company for the minting, I suppose. Minting is pretty nice. I did forget to add that Wargle of Conquer Zanzibar. Well, that's unfortunate though, I did forget that. But we will start planning our naval invasion like this. Oh, they've got more troops here, so we probably just need to invade Mara. Yeah, okay. I'll move my interest back and we will invade Mara to get to front with Oman. We get some event here to do with the troops. Interesting. Definitely nothing bad will happen in 90 days, right? I'm sure we'll get lucky and nothing bad will happen. Anyway, let's just invade this Mara. You can get a border with Oman. Okay, we get some events here. I guess we'll click this option. Okay, we get the mutiny here. Okay, we get a bunch of options. This is not actually that bad if this is all it is. Indian rebels to... So we can choose to change our country we're playing as to Hindustan. You can choose to play as Bengal or Punjab. I didn't realize Punjab declared independence. Or Kurnool. Where's Kurnool? Oh, that one. Okay. Muster all the loyal troops. Okay, they do expand a little bit. But this still looks pretty, or not too bad. I hope that it... Oh, it does make us pay infamy for this. That's unfortunate. I wonder which... Surely this can't be all of them, right? There's no way all of these add up to that little infamy. I guess there is. Well, we'll start mobilizing to take out Bengal, which is clearly the most important of these to take out, I believe. And then maybe Hindustan is next most important. But yeah, this is it's like when you unfortunately wait, Punjab just gets to go free? What? Huh? No, I do not agree. You do not get to go free. Okay, well, that's very unfortunate that Punjab just got to go free like that. Why is it so cheap on the infamy? Oh, because it's an unincorporated state? Yeah, that's weird that Punjab just gets to go free from that. Hmm. Oh, what's going on here? These troops got spaghetti to the wrong front. I hate spaghetti so much. Except for when I do it. Then it's perfectly balanced in every way. Right, right, right. I think that's true and very true. Bengal. Yes. Luckily, UK is now involved in the Sepoy Mutiny, so we should be good. Bengal has just been finally occupied, so that's good. Once they cap, that's going to be like the end of the revolt seriously being a threat, right? Because without Bengal, Hindustan should be pretty easy to take out, I think. We did just lose a ton of army from this, right? No, we seemingly got it all back. Usually you lose army after civil wars, or not after civil wars, after you annex countries, but I guess maybe the annex Wargle doesn't have that problem. Weird. It's a bit weird that you can just dodge the Jewel in the Crown event by being at war. Um, hmm. Well, that's slightly interesting. I don't. I think we want to become that though, because we can then become a Dominion, which is slightly better, I believe, than what we are right now. We've reunited India now and start reincorporating some states slowly, very slowly, of course. We landed Mara, and now we're gonna land Oman. So that should mean that they start capping. Yeah, they are gonna start capitulating here. I think we declare a war on Punjab before we finish um, this war, because we don't want to be blocked out of this war by being a colony, I think. It's a bit weird that Punjab just gets to go free without declaring a war on you. I think there should probably be a choice, though, whether you want to declare war on them, right? I don't know. I know that clip went a little bit further than June 21st, but I have to reload because I saw this bit of a problem here, which is utilitarian movement is going to declare a civil war on us. Oh, our radicalism is so big. Maybe a civil war is actually good for us here. Oh, but the intelligentsia being in it is not very good for us because that will mean that well, if other people are in the civil war, then that's going to be a bit of a problem for us, right? Because wait, give me a second to think about this. Because they would lose clout, right? And we don't want these guys to lose clout. So we could start trying to pass public schools, right? That would make the revolution go away. But we have 83 million radicals, so I'm not so sure that we want the revolution to go away. Because this is a lot of turmoil. That's so much turmoil. Wow. Yeah, like, you could probably be making way more off taxes if you just fight this rev and win, right? Hmm. I don't know what we want to do here. You could swap sides to the revolution and try to defeat the UK. We would need to get the industrialists in the rev to stand a chance at beating the UK, though, right? We can probably get the industrialists in the rev, though. Hmm. Well, I've tried it. The revolution is too weak to have enough prestige to, pass the Brits to start a leadership struggle, and so I don't think it's going to be worth trying. So we will just start trying to fake pass pub schools here, which lowers the movement's activism enough. I hope there isn't a penalty for failing to enact something. If we click cancel, drift towards passive 0% every time. What? That makes no sense. It's losing 50% radicalism from that. Pretty nice. Is there a way? No, I don't think so. Alright. I'm thinking of Sepoy Mutiny should trigger. Oh no, this requires Punjab to not exist. Interesting. Wait, why does it require that? And that means you could easily stay as the British East India Company here, I guess. But we are going to do this, I guess, because we do want to try to get into, or we want to try to become a dominion, I guess, right? And this seems like the easiest way to try to become a dominion. And like Great Britain is getting us into another war, which is gonna maybe delay it. Never mind, they're gonna end that war off like right in time. So we get caste system codified. Dang. We also get autocracy. The end of the company. Company is over, but the empire lives on. British East India Company disbands. Oh, disbands the company. That's unfortunate. Wait, why do these people that are already our puppet become our puppet? What? Does that reset their liberty desire or what? Hmm. And then we become a colony. Didn't reset their liberty desire, so that's a bit weird that it did that. Anyways, let's start trying to become a dominion. So we'll ask UK for that. Then we'll request support for our independence. Wait, let's take a look at our new thing, which is now called Crown Rule, which now I assume makes the what's this make the clout situation. So these guys are now called the Government of India. They've got a little bit less clout. It looks like the church has gotten a ton of extra clout though. So what's Brazil's government like? There you've got that type of government. So let's go ahead and put the Zemindars in government, and then request a conservative government. request their support. Then let's check out the Dutch East Indies. An interest in Indonesia. Who was the other one we wanted support from? Oh, Belgium. Okay, they'll give it to us. Big nice. Once we get our interest in the Dutch East Indies, pretty soon here, go to request their support. Request to support. Oh, they have to be greater or equal to minor power? So they're not a minor power anymore. Dang. Okay. Well, that still leaves us gaining a 0.05 per week, which I mean is not too bad. It's not terrible for sure. Oh, they are granting us knowledge sharing as well, so we're in a pretty good state right now for our Liberty Desire. Oh, Russia's willing to support our independence as well. Big nice. This new support independence giving Liberty Desire, I was hating on it a little bit ago, but it's really nice when you're a subject. Let's see, is anyone else here mad at GB? Looks like no one else here is mad at GB. We can take a look at who's mad at GB on this map mode though. Norway, Modena, Costa Rica. Is Costa Rica a minor power? Costa Rica actually is a minor power. Wow, I would not have expected Costa Rica to become a minor power. Maybe we can get them to support our independence. Um, looks like they're minus 80. So we'd need to improve relations, but maybe we can get it anyway, just by improving relations for a little bit. And finish researching quinine. Probably shouldn't have researched quinine actually. We should just go for pan-nationalism here. How's the caste system codified? What exactly penalties is that giving us? Plus landowner strength and plus maximum acceptance. Awesome. The minus qualifications growth is really bad for sure. How's the Liberty Desire of our subjects doing? We can take a look at that. We only have one guy that's over 75 Liberty Desire at this point. That's nice. Because they all have big economic dependencies, I think. Yeah, that looks like a big part of it at least. 50%? Yeah, we'll take it. I think we want a big utilitarian movement. I just don't think we want to use it yet. Um, yeah. We should use our decrees again. I think they got canceled, right? Encourage agricultural industries in these states. Dang, we get like no Diplo because we can't rival anyone anymore. It's a bit of a problem. If we pay Diplo to get these support for our independences as well. We are very starved for Diplo here, for sure. Also, Russia became antagonistic, so they canceled theirs for us. We could maybe get one from Ottomans, actually, if we had a better government. Hmm. Yeah, sure. Let's put in the civil servants. And see here. What? That's only 6 similarities? You're authoritarian. It's a bit strange to have an authoritarian intelligentsia, for sure. Yes, there's probably no easy way we can match that. I was kind of planning on canceling pub schools, but maybe we actually just pass it here so we can get some extra literacy. Because we do have the spare bureaucracy, although we should actually be using that to incorporate agro and stuff. I should be incorporating more with these bureaucracy amounts we have, I guess. Hmm. Yeah. What's the church at in approval? At -9. This will hurt it then if we accept that, I believe. We got public schools. That's pretty nice. Get our literacy up slightly. Although this is absolutely killing our literacy right now. Is there anything we can pass that could make these guys happy, maybe? We could build bureaucracy and then pass public health insurance with it. This is probably what we just have to do, right? Build bureaucracy for public health insurance. I guess we build it in whatever state doesn't have too big of a construction penalty, which is none of them. All of them have huge construction penalties. Well, Bombay, I guess. Guess we'll build it in Bombay, because there isn't a construction penalty there right now. This Our radicalism is top tier, amazing radicalism, the best radicalism in the world. Dang, the British have managed to stack some modifiers that are keeping our liberty desire down. How dare they? Well, yeah, it's no longer going up. Is there anyone we can get supporting our independence, please? No. These guys. Could if we had a perfect government, similarities. These guys could if we had higher relations. Maybe we could improve with them. How close are we to the next tier? Oh, we're not close at all. Yeah. This is a bit of a big problem. To not have anyone who's willing to support our independence. Or we have, well, we already have two, but seemingly they just aren't enough, right? Actually, I forgot. We need to just move our interests to areas that have people who are big mad, right? So Chang, Persia. Surely we should ask Persia, right? Why can we not ask Persia? Persia's not a minor power, right? Oh yeah, so we need it to be big unrecognized countries if they're going to be unrecognized, because they need to have that unrecognized major power status. So we could try to improve the Qing, but that's not going to be very practical. Oh, the industrialists just left the government to join this revolt. What in the world? Oh, they're big mad at passing public health insurance. Okay, that makes sense. I was a bit confused why the utilitarian revolt would have just suddenly started appearing as a thing, but that does make some sense. Why they'd be mad. Well, these guys won't get back the penalty, right? Because you're only getting +5 from this, right? You are. So we can just stop passing this. Then the government of India should stop being in the rev, right? Yeah, they do. Indeed, leave the revolution. So what I will do, start banning slavery, because I would like to crush a pro-slavery movement here to reduce our radicalism. I think that would be a good idea. Something just spikes our liberty desire. Oh, did they just annex a subject? They probably just did, right? Yep, our overlord has annexed another subject. Okay, well that's convenient for us. It's gonna make it so we can get independence super easily, actually. Or do we want to get independence? We don't, right? I wanted to take over the British bloc. We just want to increase autonomy to Dominion and maybe conquer something from the British. We could conquer the home counties. We do have English culture. Um, but we are going to form India eventually. Just need pan-nationalism before we can do that. Right? I'm really trying to figure out whether or not I want to do that. Do the rev swap thing to take over the British Empire power block, or if I just want to get my independence in this play that's going to be coming up very soon due to the annexation of another subject there. A little bit of a tough decision for sure. We got the Heavenly Kingdom up here. It's gonna get destroyed though. Has like a fourth of battalions of China, so probably just loses guaranteed, right? We get the Indian Slave Revolt here, which will be pretty easy to deal with. It has barely any soldiers, and we've got the UK on our side, at least unless the UK switches sides, in which case we would get independence in this play, which I mean would be very convenient, but looks like they're very much on our side for this play. Yeah, 101. I'm keeping this army in perfect position so that I can start a naval invasion immediately on their capital as soon as the play starts. Yep, we immediately go for good old West Bengal naval invasion, and we're in. Yep, that should make this revolt happen and quite a bit faster, which we want to end it as quick as possible so they don't dilute our buildings and stuff. I think that East Bengal wasn't incorporated before, so I think this actually has auto-incorporated East Bengal for us, which is pretty nice, assuming that we get it incorporated when we take it, which I believe we will, assuming since they have it incorporated. Well, unfortunately, we failed to ban slavery. That's unfortunate, but we did at least get the Civil War off, which is nice for clout reasons and for our radicalism once it's over. You'll see our radicalism is going to drop like a ton, -97, and next tick you'll see we're down to just 16 million radicals now. Our construction amount was down quite a lot, but it appears to be mostly back up just from swapping back up to iron frame construction. Our balance looks much better now that we have gotten rid of that tax waste that we were paying from turmoil before, which is nice. The Hindu priesthood is mad again, so I'm going to start passing this so we don't lose literacy. Because I would not like losing literacy. That would be pretty bad. But we've lost all of our decrees. I'm going to put some decrees back here. Oh, we can't do promote social mobility anymore because we got too many Hindus. That's unfortunate. It's kind of weird that you can do it in the Sunni areas, but not the Hindu areas. Was the caste system less enforced in on the Sunnis than the Hindus? I think that was supposed to be like South Asian pops or something, right? So apparently somehow this has made the trade unions like get up to 7% clout, which is a little bit annoying because they are actually giving us some negative state construction efficiency right now. And wow, these guys are just so mad. Oh, they're part of some lobby that's being unappeased. The Anti-Qing League. Oh yeah, because we didn't declare a war on Qing. Of course, yeah, that's unfortunate that we lose that approval. Because -20% education access is so bad when your education access is like 20. I moved my Iberia interest back to Brazil so we can get them back to supporting their independence here. I think we wanna I think I'm gonna declare just for increased autonomy here instead of independence. It's like I think it's clearly meta here to just declare for independence, but I do want to try out a strategy that someone in Generalist Discord pointed out to me, or pointed out to everyone, which is if you revolution and swap sides, you stay in the power block. So we're going to try to use that to take over the British power block, but we can't do that if we get independence. So we're just going to declare for some good old increases to our autonomy here. So we can actually, fight people, because not being able to fight people is a bit cringe. We could conquer Ceylon, maybe. Actually, conquering Kenya here looks very good. That looks so nice. Yeah, Kenya is such an attractive thing to conquer there. Hmm. Lib Sri Lanka? No, that's nothing. Um, have the British incorporated something easy to land? No, at least not that one. So we don't want to go for war reps, I think, right? Nationalize all British Indian buildings. Why is there three of this war bill? Target. Oh, we can't target on UK. We can only target it on UK other subjects. Yeah, okay. We don't want any of those. I'll look at some other war goals we might want to do here. Depending on what we can sway France for here, I'm thinking we might. Okay, France wants to stay, so we're not going to sway France in. If France had had an easy sway like obligation, we'd sway in France and then try to conquer the home counties or something. But without France, I'm not confident enough to go for that. So we're just gonna declare mostly just pure independence war here, I guess. We could transfer Ceylon still. Yeah, let's transfer Ceylon so we get all of India, all of the Indian subcontinent, right? Or not all of it, but all of it except for the random Portuguese, French, and Danish colonies, right? I forgot I need to go land Kenya. to enforce my war goals. That should not be too bad though. We do have some like flavor things. We have some like flavor thing that's making securing the power. Yeah, we have this journal here that's making the church slightly less mad at us, or not, no, slightly less powerful, not slightly less mad. It's making them more mad, but less powerful, which I think is good. Looks like we have not enough construction, so I guess we'll build some more construction to utilize our money that we've got. We should have even more money once we stop, once we get, actually this is barely going to change the amount of money we pay, right? Because I think it's 25% at Dominion. Like, let's take a look. Um, where's that little page? I don't know. Oh, here it is. Okay, so Dominion pays 25%, so yeah, it's much lower. Or not much lower, it's not much lower. Um, but it is slightly lower for sure. Wait, what is this one? Country unification. If the subject type will support their overlord in a nation formation or country unification process. Interesting. Hmm. Just got a giant anti-UK lobby. Which, I mean, I don't think we like that very much. Maybe we're fine with it. Long term, I don't think it'll be too good. It'll be good for us, like in the short term, keeping our liberty desire high, so we don't get reduced autonomy again. Like we can get plus 100 with the UK, and they won't reduce our autonomy for sure. But in the long term, um, it's gonna make it less good once we take over the power block. Actually, it's gonna reset when we take over the power block, right? Because swapping sides in a rev deletes your lobbies, so we should be fine. Utilitarian movement, now is not the time at all, okay? You know, we'll pass something just for you, I guess. Cast not enforced? No, there's no way we can pass that. Yeah, there's no way we're passing that one. We can try banning slavery again, except this time actually put someone in government that can help us pass it. Oh wow, that's so illegitimate. Can we get anyone who would help us pass it in government? No. Well, maybe we can put the intelligentsia in government? Oh, we can't even check how much legitimacy that would be, because we could get them out of the revolution, right? Alright, I guess we'll go for propertied women to keep it, stop being radical for now, but I think we'll need to start passing something else soonish when this runs out of success chance. Okay, UK is willing to accept this piece, and so is Brazil. So we'll take that. Get Ceylon, now a colony of India, and we're now the Dominion of India, which is pretty nice. We can now actually declare wars again, and our Diplopact is slightly smaller. You know, it's not much smaller, still like 32% of our balance, I think, because you gotta add this plus 25%, but it's better than before. We've got even more positive balance, so we can build even more construction, even though, like, we should actually just be using our construction that we already have, kind of, because we are losing investment pool. Paper prices are a bit high. We could try to build some paper. We should try to build it domestically, though. Why is the profit so much lower domestically? That's kind of weird. Bombay needs a railway. Alright. Things seem to be going pretty alright right now. You know, we just need to start kind of past the British in prestige so that we can take over their country, or not take over their country, take over their power block. We just researched pan-nationalism, and that has given us the Indian national movement. I think I'll do human rights next, so we can potentially pass multiculturalism. Probably can't, but just in case we can. So we can get, yeah, this one looks better. Get some more clout on those guys. Um, is that 12K? I guess. Do we care about this law pass? Not really. Yeah, I don't think we really care about this law pass too much. I'm gonna start bolstering the Indian national movement because I believe This will help us pass this. Okay, we need the progress bar to get over 50% as well. From aggressive suzerain government. From Liberty Desire increases this. Interesting. Oh, we need more relations. Yeah, we should. Oh yeah, we have our interest there, so we can get all the rivalries in the world here, which should help us out with getting some Indian home rule. I don't know if this makes us a protectorate or anything. We'll see. Just gonna grab some rivalries, start improving with like everyone who's relevant in the world. So pretty much like these ones, I guess, seem like the ones we probably want to improve relations with. Yeah, we are sitting at oh, we still have a little bit more before we start hitting the amount where we're losing infamy decay, so we'll do something like that, I guess. Oh, I think the aggressive suzerain government might be the fact that they're domineering towards us. That's my best guess right now. We're about to hit zero oh, we are at zero infamy. So we need to find a war to declare. I guess Nepal isn't too terrible to declare for here. So we'll go annex Nepal. Well, we got, wait, how did we get legislative graveyard? I don't know, but we got it. So there goes that bill. So gotta find something else to pass, or else our utilitarian movement. Um, yeah, it's drifting towards 83. We can actually survive that much. I assume maybe the utilitarian or the Indian national movement might be stealing some of its clout, probably. And we get this event called martyrdom. So we get some political movement activism for the Indian national movement, which is probably not very good. That's going to make its radicalism very high. Yeah, super high radicalism. And that gets us up to 86%. Can't be having too many more radicals in this movement, or else we're going to have some big problem. We might better go for rights of assembly, though, to stop the revolution temporarily. Yeah, that's probably going to be the play. And then once we get human rights, we can go multiculturalism. And then I assume what we'll eventually end up doing probably is utilizing the Indian national movement, maybe after we go back to, we like start trying to pass national supremacy or something, and that fires a rev in the Indian national movement. Oh, our government is super illegitimate. Bruh, our guy got our guy left because of the stupid utilitarian movement. I hate this utilitarian movement. Why? Well, it appears that the Indian National Movement journal entry has disappeared somehow. I assume that has to do with the fact that we did not have the or we are already the Dominion of India. I assume is why that happened. Um, so we can get these. If a civil war breaks out, Great Britain may choose to abandon India. Um, well, we hope they don't do that, right? Because that would be very bad for us. I'm gonna stop bolstering the utilitarian movement. It seems like it never gets any support ever. So we're gonna stop wasting our time on bolstering it. I hate so much that my education, getting the public schools thing just gave them a +10 for investment level in it. It's annoying. Somehow the landowners are being pressured 41%, but like none of their IG weight is coming from that. It's all coming from this 35% pressure over here. Can we suppress this movement maybe? I don't know. I'd prefer, for some good ones like sovereignist to appear there. Apparently becoming the Dominion of India means that we now annex our subjects with a normal annex interaction. Or I assume that actually happened when we became the Raj, but we couldn't do it at that point. Um, Interesting. I wonder if that change that said this annexing small subjects now gives reduced impact actually happened or not. Because I've heard it didn't, I think. Oh, this war between Britain and Siam is a bit of a bad thing for us. China has a war goal on us for Beijing, and Britain has war goals for Shaanxi and Eastern Guangdong. So I think we really want this war to become a white peace, if possible. But we really just mostly don't want to lose Beijing. So we will go try to stop that from happening. Great Qing is in default. We're getting destroyed by Qing, but they are in default, so that should 104 million debt. It's quite a lot of debt that you're in, China. British dictate. Is this one actually going to be possible? Military expansion. You want us to increase army power projection by 25%? Maybe that's doable. We'll click the upgrade all units button. Let's see if that will get us up there. I think it probably will. Have we researched skirmish infantry yet? Oh, we actually haven't. Okay. Once we get skirmish infantry, then we can complete that British dictate. I have reloaded back to October because the British AI screwed me and pieced out her um, giving the Qing Beijing, and I do not approve of that. So we're going to need to do some stuff here to ensure that we do not actually lose Beijing, because that is very bad for us to lose Beijing. And like, why would you give that to a country who's literally bankrupt? Okay, we just need to enforce on Siam here, I think. I think they're the threat, right? China basically has infinite acceptance already. So we just need to get out Siam. Um, okay, so we're starting battles, which we're actually winning. Good. Yes, we get into the Siamese capital. Big nice. So now Britain does not want to capitulate. Good. So now we can send this up to reland Beijing. Oh, I'm also going to protectorate Persia, because we do need to use up our infamy somehow. So we'll just park an army there for now, because we need to focus on ensuring that Britain doesn't peace out of this war right now. Siam's about to go negative war support. And we get a peace offer where we don't lose Beijing. Yes. Okay. Losing Beijing was not something that I was okay with having happen, of course. A real utilitarian movement would have realized that starting a revolution is not the way to be a utilitarian, but unfortunately, this utilitarian movement has not figured that out yet. So we just have to deal with um, a very annoying utilitarian movement stopping us from having any legitimate government. It's so annoying. Why would there's no reasonable thing. Oh, what? So I thought that the reason we lost that journal was because like we didn't have a need for it because we were able to do Dominion, but apparently we aren't allowed to have voting systems in place. That's really weird. I think we've not done things exactly in the intended way because we have crown rule even though we are a Dominion. I don't think is quite right. I don't know. No, you're kidding. The Indian national movement has like everyone revving in it. It's like no lie can possibly pass to make both happy. I need the industrialists to not be in a revolution. Come on, industrialists. Why are you doing this to me? I did not know it was possible to have over 100% turmoil. What in the world is going on here? What the... How are so many people here radicals? 85 of this 50 pops are radicals, of course. I think I'm going to lower taxes to try to get these revs to stop. What's these events here? And Great Britain has their reasons to support this. I think we'll choose this bottom option because we don't really care about weekly liberty side going down. We get a character. This guy, Social Democrat, is pretty good ideology. That's pretty nice. Great Britain is damaging their relations with us, which is not very nice. It did just unlock human rights. So we can start trying to pass multiculturalism. Although I don't know if the industrialists are going to hate me if I try to do that. What tech do I want to go for next? Maybe steel frame buildings looks like a decent choice here. Oh, we can't go multiculturalism because we haven't banned slavery. Hmm. We really, really need to try to ban slavery at some point here. This is the most ridiculous attitude score ever. Has a subject relationship, wants to make a subject of Dominion of India. You already have made me a subject. Well, this stupid stall event is going to kill, or it's going to make our utilitarian movement very mad at us. So we're just going to cancel passing proportional taxation to avoid getting them to be mad at us. And instead find something else to make them be less mad at us. I don't know, the utilitarians are very annoying here. You need something that... Oh, compulsory primary school. Looks like good thing here. It's gonna... Oh, what? This just still exists here? Regardless? Oh, dang. Bruh. That's annoying. The Salt March? What is this? Uh... Native tax collection? But this one gives plus popularity. Okay, weird. Does that lower their... Yeah, this is so bad. Need some real radicalism decreasing. Okay, it is slowly going down now that we've gone down to medium taxation. That is good. Okay, we just need to get a little bit more radical decreasing so we can stop having this utilitarian movement constantly super mad at us. Why is this subjects thing here just wrong? It claims that increasing the autonomy of a personal union leads to independence when it actually leads to protectorate, and it claims like increasing autonomy from puppet leads to independence when it seemingly a ton of them claim that it would lead to independence when it actually wouldn't, which is a bit strange. Oh yeah, we're gonna lower Burma's autonomy. I did this before I had to go back and reset to conquer that. Anyway, we are at zero infamy again, so I need to find some sort of war to declare here. I don't know what to declare for here, really. I guess I'm trying to conquer some territory from Kandahar. Why was that zero infamy? It's a bit weird that's zero infamy. That one's also zero infamy. I guess, oh, it's because it's unincorporated states while we are yeah, these are unincorporated states while we are minor power and they are an unrecognized power, which I believe adds up to minus 100% infamy. So that is pretty nice that you can get unincorporated states for so cheap when you're like that. Like, for example, you can see these states up here. They're all like 2 infamy for these unincorporated parts of China, which is very low. Oh, the industrialists are finally out of the revolution. Let's go. We get a righteous government again, finally. Which means we can actually, get some loyalism slowly here. It's better than nothing, at least. Yeah. Well, I don't actually know if this is the best thing we can pass now that we have the industrialists in government. I don't think we want a defensive pact with those guys. 1,256 is more than 1,238. Why am I not allowed to upgrade this? What? That's not the same number. Um, why are those not the same number? It's a bit strange. I don't know why they aren't the same number. How's our investment pool doing? It's draining slowly. Still got 1 million left in it, so not really much. Should probably work on coal prices. Coal is pretty cheap and build loads of it. UK expelled our diplomats? Kidding me. UK has expelled my diplomat. Okay, so I just passed compulsory primary school, um, which I assume will make the utilitarian movement. Yeah, it's now lower on that, so we could now try to pass something from the Indian national movement if we want, like a right of assembly, which I think is I mean, it's actually not very good anymore. Yeah, this got like hugely nerfed by guaranteed liberties basically being useless now. So we could just try to ban slavery, I guess. Is there a possibility we can get a government like that without killing our legitimacy? You, oh, these guys are mad from the revolution, right? So we do need to do something that the revolution likes in order to make the Indian national movement not hate us. So I guess we'll at least temporarily start passing right of assembly. It's really whether you get a claim on the full state after you have an uprising. But we could try to support the uprising. Oh no, we can't because UK was just in a war with France that we were forced into. Great. I love that mechanic so much. Yep, of course. Dang. UK just hates clean borders, so they're gonna annex Kabul for me, of course. Because they just hate clean borders just that much. We could ask for independence in the play, but we're not gonna do that because we gotta take over the British bloc, even though the British hate us so much. They're domineering. How dare they? What can we get from Prussia here? We can get a bankroll from Prussia. Let's go. Okay, we passed right of assembly. So we could now try to go for like slavery banned, I guess. Hmm. Yeah, we could try that. We got some anti-lobby form apparently. Yeah, let's go for slavery banned. Now, I think it might actually be optimal to just do a super illegitimate government like this. Um, yeah, I think this is going to be the strat. It's not stalled because we have the utilitarian movement supporting us in banning slavery, I believe. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we're going to try to ban slavery here. If we fail, then we'll just roll with slavery, I guess. You know, slavery isn't that bad, right? I don't think slavery ever did anything wrong, really, right? It did, but you know, um, I hate that the church and everything are slavers. This is very annoying. Are the church like super likely to roll another slaver? No, we'll exile the church. Okay, we get a moderate, which means that cut our stall chance down hugely for that. Okay, we can construct Victoria Terminus. No, we can't, right? We need a tech for that, right? Victoria Terminus. Yeah, we need to invent pneumatic tools. Why is it lying about the fact that we can build that? Yeah. Hmm. Unfortunately, we can't build that. We don't have the tech for that. You're just wrong, game. Is Britain still damaging relations? They are. Why are the Brits doing this to us? All I wanted to do was become your friend so that I could then have a revolution. You know, nothing that mean, you know. You won't even, but you won't even give me my good old knowledge sharing and stuff so that I can grow past you faster. How could you do this to me? Like, I need those things. Come on, bro. We are within half their prestige now. 443 from leading goods producer. Yeah, they've got so many leading goods producers just carrying them. And of course, GDP of subjects. That will go away mostly though when we declare independence. So we can really consider their prestige somewhere around 1800. So I think somewhere around 1500 is where we want to declare our independence. I am building up some boats right now to get extra interests and to get some small amounts of extra prestige as well. Oh, yeah, we got general staff, so we can also upgrade all units. That should help out with our prestige a little bit, because our army is pretty large. Luckily, the slavery movement is not going to revolution. At least it's not projected to right now, and it's pretty far off. We can just take a look at, someone in the Victoria Through chat said that movements generate significant amounts of radicals. 309 radicals per month as India. That's so many radicals, truly. If, if this movement had 100% support, it would be generating under 10,000 radicals. Oh yeah, we got central banking, so I'm going to start funding lobbies and bankrolling Ceylon so that hopefully we can make that Ceylonese Brotherhood a smaller lobby. They've got an anti-Great Britain lobby, not an anti-us lobby. That's interesting. Makes some more sense that way, I guess. It's really weird that anti-Overlord lobbies count as anti-Overlord lobbies. Well, I need some more infamy. We're in a war with Gaza right now already. Let's declare a war with Transvaal, I guess, as well. Are we gonna be able to invade Gaza ever? Maybe. They gotta go bankrupt first, or actually, I'm building a giant navy. Once once this navy gets built up, maybe we can. I need to really do a lot of stuff. Steel mills must be built to fund the great economy. Oh yeah, I should declare some of the interests I got from those boats I built up so far. Um, Maybe something like this makes sense. Probably is actually terrible interests, but yeah, these are definitely terrible interests. Something like this makes a little bit of sense. Oh yeah, I can exempt them from service. That will reduce their liberty desire. Yeah, it's finally starting to go down. Let's go. Okay, we've got 34 navy, so we can probably easily invade Gaza at this point. Yeah. Okay, we've landed in Gaza, so we can start incorporating that. Luckily, these states here will actually be 5-year incorporations, but also we should use this bureaucracy we have to incorporate more of India. Yeah, we can incorporate all the way, yeah, all of this stuff, pretty much. How's their prestige looking? They're at 1126. Oh, Britain's gained a ton. Yeah, that's not very good. I assume that they upgraded some navy or something, because they've gone up lots of prestige since last time we checked. Oh, they might have also completed a expedition. Timed modifiers. Canadian Confederation. Oh yeah, that gives a lot. Well, we need to get over them in prestige somehow. You can try to like steal Canada or something in the war to reduce their prestige. I don't know what subjects. No, Canada's like the #1 subject other than us for sure. We are giving them loads of prestige though. They're gaining GDP so fast because they're stealing our money. If they just weren't stealing our money, the AI would be dead. How much money are they stealing from us? 111,000? Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot for sure. Didn't realize it at the time of recording, but this video was getting incredibly long, so I'm going to end off the first episode here. If you enjoyed, please subscribe so I can make it to 1,000 subscribers, and goodbye.